Good evening. How are you? Welcome to my show. This is Sri Lanka's first and longest running LinkedIn live talk show. So I would like to welcome you, whoever is joining on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Uh, Probably you must be joining from Sri Lanka mostly, and then some of you are probably joining from another country, wherever you are. Uh, it's a great evening here. Probably you are ready after your dinner if you are in Sri Lanka, and maybe you have a cup of tea in your hand, and we are ready to have this wonderful discussion. And let me say a few words about myself. My name is Amita Gamage, and then I myself is an executive coach. Apart from that, I'm a personal branding strategist. I help organizations, especially who are on B2B, to improve their sales. And I do training, corporate training. And here I go live on every Thursday for last 77 weeks. Of course, there was a slight break. You know that Sri Lanka is going through a bit of a economical financial crisis, and due to that we had some power cuts, and during that period I had to take a slight break for about 2 to 2.5 months. And then once the power disruptions became somewhat predictable, stable, I decided to go live again. And usually I bring a guest here, and then still due to power cuts, sometimes it's difficult to get hold of a guest. And then most of the time they say, "Hey, look, Amita, I don't have power during that time." So whenever there is a uh, issue, a challenge in bringing a guest to my show, I go solo. So I come and talk about a topic which is more close to my heart, something that I know very much. And today, uh, Pradeep, there is a comment from Pradeep where he says he can't see the screen. But Pradeep, I can actually see the screen because I'm also checking my show on my phone. So I'm live here. Maybe you can refresh, close all apps, and then open it again. You should be able to see me. Thank you for the feedback. So I hope others can see me. I can see uh, some others are here. Can anyone else tell me whether you can see me? I myself can see myself on the other phone. I keep it there just to. Okay. Asanka says he can see. Pradeep, okay, you are in New York City. Okay, great. Shahid also says that he can see. So probably, Pradeep, it's your network. Just check your broadband, your bandwidth, or maybe you close the app and come again if you are actually watching it on your mobile phone. So anyway, thank you very much for the feedback. That's important. And if you have any question with regard to sales, you could ask me today, because I'm going to talk about how do I sell my services is the topic for today. Uh, okay, there's another one who says you can see. Thank you very much. I'm sure Pradeep could refresh and come back. In the meantime, or failing which, you should be able to hear me. Consider this as a LinkedIn audio event. Sandamali says she can hear. Yeah, great. So uh, now I'm going to talk about how I, I sell my services. For your information, I have a team who sell my services to the market. But that's when it comes to consultancy and corporate training. But when it comes to executive coaching, I don't have a team. I sell my services directly to clients. And then let's look at various stages of the sale. I don't actually do outbound. what I do is I make sure that my inbound strategy is good so that potential customers reach out to me. Okay, Sahan says that he can see me. Okay, let me. Why don't I interact with them? So when Pradeep said that he's joining from New York City and he can't see me, so I got Asanka says we can see, and then Shahid says that he can see, and there's another LinkedIn user who says that he can see, and then Sandamali says that she can see, and then Sahan saying he can see, and then Shahid says a very needed topic. Very excited to be here. Shahid, yeah, of course. And Upul saying that he can see. Yeah, thank you. So we all can see it's working. So this is a timely topic, needy topic. Whoever is here can learn, and you can actually throw your questions towards me, and then I will see whether I could answer to the best of my knowledge and experience. So so let me start. How did I start? I mean, I've been selling right throughout my life, but then if I look at maybe last 5-10 years, how do I sell? It's not this hardcore type of sales that I do anymore. I don't go to somebody's inbox and say, hey, look, I'm contacting you to sell my products. That that that's something that I don't do. And if you ask me whether I recommend that, yeah, when you are young, when you are starting, that has to be the way to sell. But then if you are already in sales for last 10 years, last decade, and if you have to still go and knock on unknown doors and go to somebody's inbox and say, hey, I'm calling you, I want you to buy my product. That means last 10 years, you have not been building a community. You have not been doing enough networking. That means you have done hardcore sales only. Anyone who gets into sales, my recommendation at the early stages of your sales career, yes, you have to sell, but at the same time, while selling, you need to build your network, build your community. So after operating for 10 years, 15 years, right, 5 years maybe, you should have a big network. Now, when I say network, I'm not referring to your existing customers. I know in sales, having a great number of existing customers is a great advantage. It's a massive advantage you have over someone who is just entering into sales. But then having a customer base does not mean that they are your community. They are busy with their day-to-day work. They have their own problems to solve. You need to build a network outside your existing customers. So, what can you do to build a network like that? Now, that's what I did. I started building a community, started building a network around me who can promote my services, my products on behalf of me. Yes, if I have existing customers, they will always promote my services. But they're also busy. What about having more people who would go and promote your services other than your existing customers? So Milan has a question. I'm asking behalf of beginners, without a portfolio, how we are going to win your first project? Yeah, that's a good question. Then it'll it'll boil down to your ability to convince someone, how passionate you are about your product, about your project, how knowledgeable are you, how great are you in terms of your experience and knowledge about the project or the software or the product, or the truck or the car, or it will be maybe uh, an FMCG product. Your ability to build rapport, your ability to connect with somebody, those are the things that will bring you win at the early stage, because you don't have a network. So while you can't wait uh, till you build a network to sell, you need to bring in numbers, otherwise your job will be at risk. Your boss is not going to wait till you can't tell your boss, give me 2 years, I'll first build my network and then I'll sell. No, you have to do both simultaneously. Yeah. So uh, that's what you have to do. So your selling skills, your ability to convince someone, your expertise on the product, how far do you know your product, how good are you in demonstrating the product, talking about the product. Have you, what we call it, like, you eat and drink the product so well that nobody else can talk about it. Even within your own team, somebody should call you and say, hey, can you help me to win this customer, because you know this product so well. So Shahid, I think Shahid as a science tutor who is teaching via online and offline, most of my students base is built through word of mouth only. But I feel it is still having a slow growth. How can I increase my students with minimum investment? Can you help me with some strategies to execute? Okay, Shahid, I'll tell you an example. Sadly, this is the truth. In the recent time, maybe last uh, 2-3 months, about 2 to 3 times, I wanted to get services of few professionals, and all what I did was I went to Facebook and I said, I'm looking for somebody like this. Can you connect me? And the community, they are very generous. They started tagging various people and in the comments. So I have asked, okay, hey, can you refer somebody? I need this service. Here people are tagging the related people as a comment on my Facebook. So the first thing what I did was I went to their Facebook, because they are already there on my timeline, like on my under my post. And what did I see? Let's say I'm looking for an example. Let's say you are a science tutor and I'm looking for a tutor. If somebody tag you as a reply to my post, when I go to your Facebook page or your profile, when I go to your LinkedIn profile, what do I see? What do I see? Do you think I will send my son to your science class? Shahid, this is my question to you. If I go to your Facebook, will I send my son to your science class? Now, again, I know you have your uh, numbers based on word of mouth, but then what content are you creating? If I go to your LinkedIn or if I go to your Facebook profile, will I see you as a science tutor? Or will I see you as a political activist? Or will I see you as a ordinary person, who showcase dogs and cats and whatnot? Yeah. So let's see. We have Gerard. Gerard is joining from UAE. Thank you for joining. And we have Vasudeva Sharma. As first step, we need to create ourselves as a brand. Yes. So I'm trying to understand, taking Shahid's example, since you are a science tutor, can I go to your profile and see you as a professional tutor, that you are a master of your subject, right? So let me come to that with with my explanation of what I did. So uh, once when I decided to sell, I had to choose the platforms. There was a time that I was on platform for the sake of staying on the platforms. Like I didn't have any idea why I was, for an example, Facebook. I didn't know why I was on Facebook. I was on Facebook because everybody was on Facebook. There was no business I was doing. Like I was just posting things. Of course, all of them were positive things, but then uh, I was getting reactions, I was getting likes, shares, comments, and then there was no business coming in. And I was not interested in getting business through Facebook. I didn't know that it could be Facebook profile could be used as a lead generation tool. So once when I decided to use both platforms, especially Facebook and LinkedIn, to generate leads to bring sales, first thing I did was optimize my profile to showcase my expertise. I mean, I know people are very, very much interested in, uh, very much interested in optimizing their LinkedIn profile, but many professionals haven't optimized their Facebook profile. You go to, you go to your Facebook profile, half of the details are not there. Now, in my case, advertisers, Facebook advertisers love my profile. My birthday is there, all the places I have lived, my interest, everything is completed on my Facebook. So when they want to target me, they love it. So easy to target. I haven't said CEO no job company on Facebook. How can I sell if when people know that I'm a CEO of the no job company? Yeah. So Pradeep, still I have a screen trouble. I'm joining from USA. Anyone join this international? Yes, we have one from UAE, Gerard. Uh, so you can connect with him. Okay, and Pradeep says now, okay. Thank you, Pradeep, joining all the way from USA. So optimize your profiles. Doesn't matter whether it is LinkedIn, whether it is Instagram, or whether it is Facebook. I mean, I will talk only about those platforms. Even your Twitter account, if you are on Twitter, let the audience find out easily what you do, what kind of a person you are, right? About your expertise. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So once when you do that, that's what I did first. I decided to help people who are coming to my profile understand me better. Oh, Amita is doing this. This is Amita's specialty. So if I go to your Facebook profile, your Instagram, your Twitter handle, or if I go to your LinkedIn profile, what do I see in your profile? Because if your targeted customer finds it difficult to understand what you do when they come to your profile, you are not helping yourself. You are unable to sell actually. You got to sell yourself first. Yeah. Uh, Vasudev Sharma says that the video is not available. I don't know whether you are trying YouTube. If you are trying YouTube, maybe you can come to LinkedIn. Then the video is available. I mean, I can see on my screen, I can see, more than 25 people online at this moment on my profile. So that's on LinkedIn. Yeah. So uh, as I told you, optimize your profile. Help your clients to understand what you do when they come to your profile. And then this is exactly what I did. And then I started getting connected with a fairly large network, right? So originally it's not the decision makers, but you need to have a community. So if you are in sales and marketing, get connected to like-minded people, other experts in sales and marketing uh, field. brand managers, sales managers, not necessarily your target audience at the beginning. Let's say probably your target audience would be the purchasing managers, the CEOs, the general managers. Yeah, but at the same time, it would be easy for you to maybe if you are on Facebook and you have 5,000 friends, you could get hold of 5,000 friends. But what you could do is, add about 1,000 people from different fields, including sales and marketing field, because you need to have that original set of people who would react and support your journey at the beginning. Later on, you can specifically target and add people. So you can build that initial 1,000 connections, initial set of people that would help you. So that's what I did. And then once when you have a reasonable amount of connections, and then when you start creating content, you will receive friend request, connection request. So I started accepting those requests as I was creating right content. So sometimes people ask, hey, are you taking university students if they send you a connection request? Yes, I do. LinkedIn has given 30,000 quota. So, I mean, it will take some years for you to have 30,000, right? And and some are going to anyway follow you if you have switch on the creator mode. Not everyone is interested in getting connected to you. Some will start following you. So the balance quota could be used purely to get connected to decision makers and other important people. So this is what I did at the beginning, right? So I was establishing my personal brand, which is very important. So people will now, if someone is asking, hey, I want to get this done, do you know anyone? Somebody should refer you. Yeah, go to Amita, go to Pradeep for that, go to Hasit, go to Tamit. We have Tamit who runs another show on Facebook called Sales Guru. Hi, Tamit. Good evening. Thank you for joining. So, if you haven't established your brand on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on wherever the platform that you are active, and if you are posting only about political content, then naturally you will be established as a political analyst. So, whenever there is a political debate, somebody could refer you, hey, why don't you talk to Mr. XYZ because he talks politics. But then your product or your services may not be around politics. Yeah. So if you decide, no, I'm not going to use my profile to sell my services. So because of that, I enjoy on my profile. I post political content. I post whatever. Yeah, fine, brilliant. Because you have your team selling on behalf of you, just like me. And all my other programs are being promoted by my team. But I also promote myself. Whatever that I do, I'm also promoting. Sometimes it is easier for me to convince somebody than my team. So I never go to somebody's inbox and say, hey, buy my services. It's not something that I do. But there are other things that I do to sell my services. So let's look at the other things what I do to sell uh, my services. So number one, I get connected with now my profile is optimized and I create reasonably good content, write little articles, long form posts, create videos. And now, since my profile is optimized, I can send a connection request to a decision maker, and that decision maker is going to come to my profile, whether it is on Facebook or on LinkedIn. He or she is going to check my profile, check my content. They are not, I mean, They are not bad. So they see the value and they get connected. And from that point onwards, whatever I post is visible to them. Where else can you do it? Can I go stand in front of a specific CEO's house every day and showcase what I do? No, I can't do that. I wouldn't even know whether the CEO is at home. But I can make sure that every day when that specific CEO opens his LinkedIn app, that I appear. People used to tell me, hey Amit, every day when I open my LinkedIn, you are there, either your video is there, your content is there, every single day without fail. Because I don't want my potential clients to forget me. What do you do to make sure that your clients do not forget you? Because especially if you are into B2B sales, you would know it's not a linear journey. Buyer's journey is not linear, right? You go and talk to the buyer, potential buyer, and you never know when he would purchase. But when the customer is ready to purchase, does he remember you? He would want to think like, okay, somebody came and met me. Ah, I think it was Amita who came and met me. Let me find his details. Will he remember you? Have you done enough for your potential client to remember you when he or she is ready to buy? If so, you have done your homework. This is what I do. I make sure that potential clients see me on a daily basis. I don't know when they are going to purchase something, but whenever they come to LinkedIn, whenever they come to Facebook, I make sure that they see me. Right? That's one way of how I sell myself, my services. So then I create content that matters to these decision makers. I know there are specific number of decision makers that are there. Now, if you ask me, uh, say for an example, I have 25,000 connections here. I know there are so many people who have got more number of connections than me. But what matters here is most of these connections are the right kind of connections that I have built. Either I have gone and got connected with them, or the kind of people who follow me for good reasons. Right? I'm not a celebrity, right? So uh, I'm an entrepreneur, and then there are things that I do, and those are the right kind of people who come and connect with me. Those 25,000 connections. And then I also make sure I create content that is shareable. Somebody feels like sharing that content because it is important for that industry. Say, for an example, I may go and talk about the importance of customer care. Instead of telling someone, hey, look, come to me, I can do a training program on customer care. So I need to establish my authority on a specific subject. Say, for an example, coaching skills for managers. If you have been coming regularly here, you could remember that I have done a number of programs on coaching skills for managers. So then maybe it's a 3 minutes video. Maybe a HR manager would reshare that 3 minutes video because it has a lot of value, a relevant content. Now, when a HR manager shares that content, it is visible to his network, which are full of HR managers. So I create content to establish my authority. I'm an expert. I have authority on this subject. So I come and talk about that particular subject. And then I create value through content. And those content are so valuable, people do reshare. On Facebook today itself, I think I have got about 30 reshares of two different posts that I have. One has got about 18 times reshared and the other one is about 12 times. That's more than enough. Yeah. So whether your content is establishing you as an authority so that your potential buyers are not scared to buy from you. Where else you will have an opportunity to talk about what you know? Are people going to sit and listen to you? No, this is the ideal platform for that. So I have another comment, a lengthy one from Shahib. That's an awesome point. I totally agree to that. I never optimized my personal account in that way. The reason for not doing was I felt it is bad idea to use my personal account to offer or promote my business or services. Oh my God. Who else will promote your services? And I don't want my personal brand as a science tutor because it's not my profession. And I do that for side hustle only in that thinking. I have created a separate page and I publish content by the feedback of my previous students, but it is much harder to promote. Yes, uh, you know, your page, your business page, whether it is LinkedIn or whether it is Facebook, your business page is something that is really, really difficult to promote unless and otherwise you have good quality content. If your page says, come to my tuition class, buy my car, buy my air conditioner, these are the advantages of my phone that I sell, nobody will come there. Your business pages should be about your potential clients. Now, in my case, I have a Facebook profile and I have a Facebook page under the same name, Amita Gamagi. But very correctly, Shahid, very correctly you said, I don't go and post my family pictures on my page. If at all, if I post it, it'll have a business kind of message. Right? I post about my 13-year-old son's post where his workshops are promoted. But I think organically, for last 1 month, I gained about 700 followers on my Facebook page because of the quality of the content that I post. It was purely organic. I didn't have to push the content by paying in US dollars. So, yeah, I respect your ideology there. Okay, you don't want to promote your personal profile, but then you have a page. But whether you like it or not, Shahid, even in your page, you will be promoting yourself as a tutor. So it's yours. It's your name. Unless and otherwise you are promoting a tuition center. But then you promoting yourself as a tutor, whether it's on the page or on the profile, will attract more people easily than you trying to promote your tuition center. Think about it, because people would like to get connected to people than to brands or to businesses, more than the brands to the businesses. Whenever I see a post on a page, I know there is a brand manager, there is a paid admin behind that versus me coming and talking. So I respect your uh, idea here, but sometimes in some of the services, it is very difficult to separate you and the services you provide, whether you like it or not, because you are in the middle of the service that you provide. So, but then good discussion point. So we were talking about how do I sell my services. So as I told you, I create a lot of value through content. Now today I'm coming and talking about how do I sell my content. Now what happens? Maybe there's a sales manager who is watching this. Maybe there's a HR manager who is watching this. And tomorrow somebody is going to call me and say, "Hey, Amita, we have a team of professionals, sales professionals. They are in this industry. Can you help us? We want to improve their selling skills." Now, in order to get that deal, what do I do here? I come and freely offering my advices how to sell. Now, what am I doing? I am establishing my authority as an expert in sales. My expertise run into few fields, and at this moment, in this 1 hour, I am establishing myself as the authority on sales. And how many of you do that? Whether you are in agriculture or tutoring or whatever, how many times you go and talk advice? Now, Shahid can go and talk about 3 important lessons in your science book, which will help you even during A-level studies, and talk about it. Somebody is going to say, "Hey, he looks like an expert science teacher. I want to send my kid to him." Kids are going to reshare it among their friends on TikTok, on WhatsApp. Why not? So this is exactly what right now I'm doing. How do I sell my services? I create content around the subject that I know. So more people who want my type of services will talk to me, send me a message in my inbox, go to my page, reach out to my company and say, "Hey, we want to get the services of Amita Gamage." That's what I do. Day in, day out, every day you will find me producing content every single day. And then your consistency in posting content is very, very important. You do it whenever you feel like. So, for your information, I had 2 workshops in the morning. I mean, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Then I had a meeting. I mean, if you really ask me, I'm really tired today. But, I've been speaking from morning 9. Will I stop this show? No way. Consistency matters. And this is where I am different from the other people. Everyone is not uh, consistent like me. Of course, there are other people who are doing it better than me. My younger son, who is 13 years old, so consistent. He posts every day on LinkedIn. He's 13. Of course, he missed last 2 days, but today he'll start because he had some other work. So, Shahid, it's a beautiful conversation between Shahid and me. Totally get your point. Thank you so much for such an amazing practical advice and uh, big patience to read my long comment. Yeah, come on. This is my show. I dictate terms, and this is our show. I mean, I shouldn't say it's my show. It has become your show as well. What do? I bring an expert, or failing which I come and talk about something that I know, and then lavishly I share what I know. So let's see what Vasudeva Sharma has to say. People are reaching product or service based on quality and fast experience from experienced client. 100%. I agree with you. But as somebody asked earlier, what if you don't have your first client yet? And then what if you have only a limited number of clients? And then what if your clients are busy, they are overseas? Yeah, if somebody asks them, they will say, definitely you are going to get it. But then how are you going to reach out to those potential customers who are not connected to your existing customers at all? Of course, if you are selling cars, other people will see that person driving the car and they will go and ask, from where did you buy it? Then you get a referral. Let's say if it is a software, nobody sees what software you use in your organization. Then You need to create content as the seller so that more people would reach out to you. So Vasudeva Sharma, why are you here on this show today? Shahid, why are you here on this show today? But why you were not there last week and previous week, but you are here today? Can I know why? What made you attracted? What made you come here for today's show? I can see more than 20 people in the room. So how many of you would you like to say, why are you here today? This is specifically for those who don't come here regularly, but then based on the topic, you come here. Why are you here today? I know the answer, but then I would like to see whether it's the same thing. Yes, I'm looking for your answers. Why are you here today? Maybe you haven't come earlier for some of the other shows, but you are here today. What's the reason? Anyone? So until you give me your answers, let me go to the next point. I have another 10-15 minutes. I was consistent in posting content relevant to them, and then I was creating value. I talk about a specific subject, which is where I am an expert on the subject. So I use Gary Vee's method, right? I create a lot of content from one piece of content by repurposing them. That's another advantage I have, right? So, okay, we have 2-3 answers. Let's say Vasudeva Sharma says, I admired from your session done by you at my organization. Milan says, it relates to us. We are looking to increase sales. Okay, there you are. See, because based on the topic, and I was participated in the first audio LinkedIn event. That's Sahan and Shahid. I was struggling to find some organic ways to improve my reach as a tutor since last few weeks. And Navodya says, because of the topic, how do I sell? Okay, Amita is going to talk about how he sells his products, right? And then Daham says, struggling to market our services during the critical time like this, especially in the construction industry. Daham, you want to tell me what services you are providing? What kind of a construction company are you? Let's see whether I could add a few tips for you. So in the meantime, let me talk about the other. So I used Gary Vee's method. So when I do this video, I create at least 2 or 3 videos out of this, repurpose them and put them on Instagram, put them on Facebook. And those who miss this session, they are not going to come back and watch this entire session, but they are going to watch that 3 minutes video only. So I take a good 3 minutes out of this, and then uh, I do this. Okay, so Daham says he's an architect. Daham, in the construction sector, what has happened is, let's say in 2009 and early, if they built 1,000 houses, like from architectural, engineering, construction point of view, a total project of 1,000 houses, I'm just saying, this is an example. Maybe today, the 1,000 houses per month, I'm sure it was much more than that. So this is just to drive the point. Today there's only 200 houses that are being built uh, within a month. So Daham, what you need to do is, how can I get hold of those 200 potential clients who are definitely building their houses? I know firsthand uh, certain amount of houses are being built. I mean, I know a particular contractor, and he was telling me, Amita, for me, business is really good. I do houses, and any given time, I have 2 to 3 houses in my hand, projects. So the size of the cake has become small, and you just need to get your fair share. Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to create content if possible, and the kind of content, it doesn't have to be videos all the time. You can create content like uh, related to architecture, and the kind of advices that you could give. Make small videos. Maybe in the video you don't have to speak. Maybe there are explainer videos. Maybe there's only text. Maybe they are in graphical form, but then there's a lot of value, and somebody is going to see them. Somebody is going to look at them and reach out to you. Hey, looks like you are an architect. Can we get your services? You have to build your personal brand, establish your authority, and the only way to do it is your content. When you create content, people will know, oh, his expertise is like this. Daham, let me see whether I could go to your profile. No, not here. So if I can go to your profile, I can easily tell you whether you are actually creating right kind of content. So we have Upul who says, I have a problem selling a product. So Upul, what's your product? Let's see. Let's see whether we could help each other. Now, each time I say, okay, Upul, what is your product? I'm going to help you. I'm establishing my authority. Okay, this fellow can teach someone how to sell. So it is also, even from this event, maybe we can do networking and generate leads. Yeah. I mean, Milan, ideally, you have to send a message to every person in this room and say, hey, you were at Amita's event. I would like to get connected with you. Simple as that. And there's a common interest. That's Amita Gamage. Looks like you know Amita and I know Amita. And then naturally there will be a bond. I don't think many would do that. If you can do that, at least, this 1 hour that we spend here, uh, you will feel, oh my God, I have got value out of this 1 hour. Other than listening to my advices, my tips, and other things, you also build a network here. And you will eventually meet physically, and you will say, uh, we met at Amita's event first, and now here we are having coffee. So we have Dilanka Manakar. Hi, Amita. Very interesting session. Thank you, Dilanka, for joining. And Shahid, I'm having a university assignment to submit tomorrow, but I'm here because what we are doing, end of the day, it's all about sales. Yeah, you could always go to my YouTube, type Amita Gamage, and then you will find all 75 videos, including this, on YouTube, if you miss this. So thank you. Uh, so Daham says, appreciate your advice. So I'm looking for Upul's product. Upul didn't answer me yet. Yeah. We have few more minutes, so let me talk about what is Gary Vee's method. As I told you, you create one content, a video or something, and then later on break it into smaller pieces, repurpose them, and then send it to those other platforms where your other potential clients are. Yeah. So Vasudeva Sharma has another. When someone is loyal for an organization, they sell their product or services to customer, even though bad or harmful to them. When you say someone, you are referring to salespeople or are you referring to customers? When someone is loyal to an organization, like for an example, I might know a organization where I'm loyal to. At the same time, my wife is going to buy a product. I'll tell my wife, hey, don't buy that product. That product is not good. If the product is not good, I don't think you're going to be loyal to that organization. You're not going to buy that product, right? And then if the product is harmful to someone, I don't think I will ethically promote it. If I know if the product quality is not good, if the okay. So Upul says vegetable seeds. So Upul, I think vegetable seeds are something that can be sold very well these days, because almost everybody is into gardening and farming. Right? I think 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I saw this friend of mine, you know, Riza Kazim, if he's here by any chance, uh, who is a medical professional, he's in the pharmaceutical industry rather. And he has purchased a 17 perch land in Gaul, and he has done a greenhouse and done some beautiful work there. And he has purchased seeds. And he said, Amita, this is the income I made out of that project. And everybody who is in the vicinity is coming to him and say, hey, take my land also, and why don't you grow your vegetables? So Upul, you need to see where and where you need to get connected to. What's your network? If I go to your Facebook page, what would I see? Will I see you as an expert when it comes to vegetable seeds? Not only vegetable seeds, vegetables, gardening, farming, commercial farming, all that. Will I see you as an expert? Will I be able to reach out to you? How do you distribute your vegetable seeds? How about the branding? Is it something that you are producing or you are selling someone else's product? What's your expertise on the subject? Until you establish your authority on the subject, it would be difficult. Yeah. So, salespeople. Now, if you are a salesperson and if you are working for an organization, you got to sell it. You are now looking at your question again, Vasudeva Sharma. When someone is loyal to your organization, you are a salesperson. They sell their product or service to customers, even though it is bad or harmful. So that's a call that individual salesperson should take. So I'm a vegetarian and I'm non-alcoholic. If somebody is asking me to join an organization to sell alcohol or meat, I will not join, because those are my personal principles. I don't say that it is not good to sell them. No, that's none of my business. But somebody asks me, I am not going to do that. So if a salesperson has decided to sell a product, whether that product is harmful or not, it's his personal opinion. If he doesn't sell, he will be asked to go anyway. Whether the product is good or bad, you don't sell, you are out from the sales profession. So, talking about how do I sell? So, in my situation, there are two types of leads that you can generate. You can go all out, outbound, and reach out to other people and say, hey, buy my products. I don't use that method. I like to be a lead magnet. I would like to see that people are coming to me, talking to me, and say, hey, Amita, we would like to buy your services, your product, your organization's product. A lot of people reach out to me and say, Amita, we would like to work with your son. Some people directly reach out to my son and say, hey, Nethila, we would like to work with you. And he's 13 years old. Why do people reach out to him? Because he's producing content around what he does on LinkedIn. He's on Facebook, but I manage his Facebook profile, posting everything that he posts on LinkedIn on to Facebook. So still he's generating leads. How? Because he creates content which establishes himself as authority on that subject. Yeah. So we have Charmika commenting here, based on today's economic situation, people's priority list already has been changed. Basically, they find food, money, fuel. We must work to put our services at the forefront of these needs. That's a huge challenge. Charmik, it depends on what you sell, right? If you are selling air tickets, You will have to sell air tickets. You have to find potential clients who can buy air tickets. Individually, if you want to help those people, yes, you will definitely help. But then, if you are working for a five-star hotel and you are trying to fill the rooms, yeah, I mean, there is a certain segment of a larger segment of the society where they are unable to, uh, you know, meet the basic needs. But then, if you don't fill that five-star hotel room by talking to a travel agent, by bringing in more foreigners, more and more people will be in hunger. So the local economic engine has to run, and that will naturally help. If I have money, I'll go to the closest salon and I'll get my hair cut. And that fellow, at the end of the day, close the salon. On his way home, he will buy maybe a grocery bag from a nearest grocery, and that grocery, that the cash that I gave him will go to the grocery, and the grocery guy will buy some food for his consumption. So there will be money circulated. So Chamika, yes, you need to help the needy, I mean people who needs uh, those kind of support, but at the same time you got to sell. Economy will run. So we have Professor Nishanta joining from University of California. Very interesting and timely topic. Thank you, Professor, for joining. Uh, we should do a session one day, you and me. Uh, and we have Sahan who says, very good session. Thank you very much. And we have Upul. I got your point. And then Vasudeva Sharma, thanks for good answers. So let me maybe wind up with two more points, two or three more points. Now I participate in events. Either they are online events or they are offline events. For your information, uh, good 50% of my clients are from other countries because I'm an executive coach. I do training and consultancy locally, and most of my coaching work are from outside Sri Lanka. And how do I reach out to outside potential clients? Through my content. This content is visible. That's why I'm more active on LinkedIn than on Facebook. I have only 5,000 friends on Facebook and some 3,000 on my page, but I have 25,000 here. My foreign income, foreign business, potential foreign clients are coming through LinkedIn. So I'm active in the platform where it matters to me most, that is LinkedIn. Yeah. And then every single piece of content that I create on LinkedIn, whether it's a video, whether it's a graphical post, whether it's an article, uh, always creates value towards that targeted potential clients. Sometimes people ask me, hey, Amita, I have this particular content piece. Can you share it on your LinkedIn because you have 25,000? I politely decline and say, look, I manage my LinkedIn page based on a strategy. I am unable to share anything else. Of course, I go to their content, I like it, like them, I kind of react, comment, and if they come to my show, doesn't matter who comes, sometimes I find people who are doing exactly what I do coming here. I always give them due recognition because they have come to my house. So I need to tell what they do. Wherever possible, I tell them, hey, look, he's if it is a personal branding expert, I say, hey, he also does personal branding. Please go to him and get his services. That's how you can grow. If you want to really grow, help others. That's what I always do. So we have Hassan Marshall. I'm into generator business. Due to fuel crisis, the demand is almost zero. What kind of activity I can go for? Now, since you are not s- manufacturing generators, why not diversify? Why do you have to stick to generators? No, I'm going to die with generators. No, get into solar. I mean, solar and also the other types of power saving methods. power generation methods. I mean, how many IT professionals are buying portable power generating devices? Yeah, if you have a stock of generators, I'm sorry, my friend, you have to sell them. If you tell Amita, I have 400 generators in my stock, then you have to somehow find ways to sell it. But if you only have 10 generators, why do you have to stick to generators? The world is changing. It's so dynamic. You know, go with the flow. Have generators in your portfolio, but don't import so many generators at this moment until the fuel crisis there. But then there's no problem with solar. There's no problem with other mechanisms, battery packs. Get into those. I mean, of course, there will be a day where you will naturally sell generators, but at this moment, yeah, generator sales are somewhat low because of the fuel crisis. And fuel crisis is not going to be here forever. Maybe another 2 years, probably 3 years, things should come back to normalcy. So my last point for today's session, uh, offer free sessions for social and religious organizations. Since Professor Nishant also is here, like, I mean, every MBA student who is coming out of the university, every business degree holder should consult SMEs for free of charge for 3 months. Both the SME as well as the the student or the qualified student, qualified professional are going to benefit. So those are some of the things that you could do. I offer free services. One is purely to help, but of course you have other benefits. You will be known. I was doing a session for ICTA at Microsoft Office Sri Lanka last week. There were about, I think, 50 or 60 government officers. I was doing a session on I can't remember, probably it was on leadership or performance management or something. So you have to do those kind of things. If your school invite you, tomorrow I think I'll be at Wayangoda Central. Uh, I'm going to keep my car and I'm going to get into a train and go. And I don't charge them a single cent. It's a school. I can't charge money from a school. But I'm going all the way from here to Wayangoda, do my session and come back. Like from morning to, by the time I come back, it'll be around 2 o'clock. It's okay. You have to give back to the society, create value. That's how, I mean, looking at all the points we have discussed, this is how I sell my services in the market. So, everyone who joined here, I know some of the things that I told you might feel, oh, how can I do it? You can do it. You start. If my 13-year-old son can do it, you can do it. That's my final message. So, thank you very much, everyone who has joined on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Let's meet next week. Once again, I hope I would be able to bring an expert. If not, you will see me with another topic. This is how I manage the situation with the power cuts. So, thank you very much. Uh, we'll meet again next week. Till then, good night.